And so I went through this exercise and I started writing down all these things that I wanted to feel. And I remember I came to this word. I said, I want to feel certain. And then I was like, oh crap. So in our course, Surviving to Thriving, we have a module that talks all about defining your why, or figuring out what your driving force is, your reason, your purpose, the things that fire you up and fuel you. And it's such an important topic for people, and it's so crucial to people sort of being able to make changes in their lives, because knowing your why, your purpose, is really kind of everything. It's your motivation to be able to do the hard things that change requires in your life.
Yeah, you have to start there. You have to start somewhere. And you and I talk a lot about starting from the inside, and that word driving force. Like, what motivates you? Why are you here? Who are you? We really start at the beginning, at the core of who a person is. And that can kind of get lost.
Yes.
Along the way. Life is big and hectic, and it's easy to kind of lose yourself. Mm-hmm. So these 3 strategies in the first course, one of them being defining your essential feelings, is really about figuring out, coming back to who you are and getting really deliberate and intentional with your driving force. Kind of like a mission statement.
Yeah. And I think some people are surprised when we talk to them about this, because they're like, well, what does this really have to do with my physical health? And I think what people don't understand is when you don't have a true motivation or a clear understanding of why you are going to put all this energy and effort and time and resources into making changes in your life, people fall off the wagon. They start to, they quit essentially, or they, give up a little bit. They fall short on their goals and they get really discouraged. And part of our job is to encourage people.
Yeah, your favorite word.
I think it's so important, and I think it's something that people don't often realize that they need.
Yeah.
But your inner encouragement comes from knowing what you're doing this for.
Yeah.
Like, why you're out there in the world trying to live a healthier life, trying to optimize your health and just feel better and feel more fulfilled in your life.
Yeah, I really like that inner encouragement. Like, you and I encourage all day long and provide patients and people with these strategies and tools. But once you work the strategies and tools, you have an opportunity to provide yourself with the encouragement that it takes to live the life that you want, right? People come to us lost and distracted and not knowing where they are or what they need or how to make a decision or where to start.
Yeah.
And these strategies are something that we pull out all the time to say, let's really look on the inside and figure out how, for example, you want to feel.
Yes. And this idea of knowing how you want to feel, it is out there in the self-development world. There are a lot of thought leaders who speak to this issue and have been for years. And you and I have been using this strategy personally for years. But it's so impactful for patients. It's so impactful for the people that we interact with.
Yep.
I mean, I think it's so crucial for people to have this in their toolbox, knowing how you want to feel in your life.
Right. And we have been using it for years and continue to use it on a daily and weekly basis as something that helps keep us afloat, helps keep us feeling optimized, feeling good. It helps us stay calm and helps us feel strong and really gets us in a place where, and I'm already using my feeling words, right?
What are your feeling words?
My feeling words: calm, strong, vibrant, and alive.
Yes.
Those were my first ever feeling words. Mm-hmm. And they were something that I used at times where I felt like I couldn't handle what I was doing, or I was having a moment of anxiety.
You were overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. Yep. And so I would just walk around and recite those words: calm, strong, vibrant, and alive. And it instantly changed how I felt.
And you and I kind of came together both individually using this strategy, and we started using it in our clinic.
Yep.
But I remember one of the first times that I really honed in on understanding and identifying my own feeling words.
Yeah.
It was during a time in my life years ago when I was sort of in transition. I think that there was a lot of transition happening. I had a couple of different directions that I was considering taking work and career. This was, before I really had the chance to settle into working with you.
Yep.
And I was in a relationship that was a little bit, I think I wasn't convinced that it was the right thing for me.
Yeah. So many things were good on paper.
Everything was looking very good on paper, but internally I was very torn. And truthfully, I was so afraid of letting people down in my life if I switched course or I switched direction. And I felt like I was on the right path, but it didn't feel that way inside, you know? And this strategy, identifying how you want to feel, it was something that I knew logically, but I'd never really gone through the motions of doing.
Yeah.
And so I remember I was at my house and I was to the point of frustration, and I was sort of at my wit's end because I really didn't know which direction to go. And I had been, up until that point, sort of leading with fear or like a scarcity mindset, where if I didn't do this, this would happen and I might not have enough. Or in this case of my relationship, what if I never find somebody who's going to be right for me? Or what if this is what it's supposed to be and
I'm scared, or I feel like I can't commit.
Yeah.
Or,
what if there's something wrong with me? Like I didn't know. And so I went through this exercise and I started writing down all these things that I wanted to feel. And I remember I came to this word. I said, I want to feel certain. And then I was like, oh crap. I don't feel certain about any of this stuff in my life. No wonder I am so at odds.
Torn.
With this external facing picture, this presentation of who I am on the outside and how I was feeling on the inside. It wasn't lining up. And I didn't feel certain. I didn't feel certain about my relationship. I didn't feel certain about these next steps with career. I wasn't quite certain where I was in my friendships with my community. And I knew that that was absolutely something that I needed to feel in my life. And I had to start taking steps to get to that point. It was like this
an aha
lightning
moment.
bolt moment
It
for me.
helped you make a major decision in your life.
And
you could have gone one way or another, and it really steered your path.
Yes, and it was so simple.
Yep.
And I was like, how did I not use this strategy before? But how did I not come to this on my own? And it's because I really hadn't taken the time to sit down and make space for this.
Define how you want it to feel.
Yeah.
So your feeling words can really help you make decisions in your life, big or small, right?
Yes. And taking that a step further, it can then, once you define them, they can help you decide where you want to direct your resources, where you want to direct your energy, your time. What do you want to pursue in your life? Does this pursuit match up with these feelings?
Do these things or these people make me feel this way?
Yes.
And feeling words can change over time. Our words aren't the same, even though I still refer back to my favorite 4.
I have your feeling words memorized because you've said them to me so many times.
Yep. So those are my favorite 4, but they've changed for me over time.
Yeah.
My next set of words were freedom, flow, and vibration. And while some people look at me and say vibration isn't a way to feel, to me, at the time, I was vibrating in a really great place. That's what I felt like. And I wanted to continue that. I wanted to emulate that through the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. And so those words served me for that time. And if something wasn't making me feel that way, I knew it wasn't right for me, right?
Yeah.
Freedom, flow, and vibration. And then it changed to just 2 words, conscious and connected. And that's kind of where I sit today, but I toggle between all 3 sets.
And what was the span of time between those 2 sets?
I mean, calm, strong, vibrant, and live were my words for probably 3 years. And then 3 years later, I think it changed to freedom, flow, and vibration. And then a year later, it changed to conscious and connected. And I use them in my meditation. I use them just walking around the clinic. I use them when I'm with my family. I use them all the time. They really help just realign and for me to get really intentional about how I am existing and showing up in this world.
Yes. There's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of noise. It's easy to go off path.
Yeah. And so if I just remind myself, I just want to be conscious and connected, then you just are wherever you are. And conscious to me means just engaging in the way that I'm feeling. It could be good, it could be bad, but I'm not going to run away from it to feel the feelings, right? And then
Yes.
connected to just wherever I'm at that very moment. And those 2 things have just grounded me into my life experience in the past year and really just helped me keep the course for myself.
And it's such a big part of defining your purpose and your why.
Yes.
Defining your driving force.
Yes.
Understanding in your, authentic, genuine heart, how do you want to feel
How do
in
you
this
want to
life?
feel? Yep.
I think people think that they want to feel certain things because there are a lot of pressures out there.
Yes.
And they think that they want to feel this way and this way. But when it comes down to it and they start writing this stuff down, they realize, actually, I want to feel free.
Yes.
And free actually is not what my life looks like right now. I don't feel freedom in this high-powered job that I'm working 80 hours a week at.
That you actually have no freedom.
Yeah, and that's just one example. But it is very interesting, and this is from my own personal experience also, to really start to work this strategy and to write some of this stuff down and look at it and be like, oh, that actually is not what I'm doing in my life right now. No wonder I'm at odds.
Yep. And another one of your words that you've come up with is abundance.
Yes, I simplified it down to one word.
1 word at a time. You're a 1 word at a time girl. And it can be different. It's
Well,
one way
yeah.
for you and it's many words for me.
And it used to be, 3 or 4 words.
Yeah.
But at this point in my life and just sort of condensing everything down, just kind of percolating it down, it just turned into one word, abundance. And for me, what that means is abundance of time. I have time to learn. I have time to grow. I have time to evolve. I have time to be a mom and be a spouse and be a practitioner.
Even though your hands are really full and your time is limited, if you tell yourself.
Exactly.
We all have the same number of hours in a day. If you tell yourself, I have abundant time, then it just sets the tone and the stage for how you exist in your day-to-day activities.
Yes. And then I also take it further. I have abundant energy. And while I might not literally have abundant energy that day, I know that I do have enough energy to do the things that I want over time.
Yep.
I have abundant love. So I have enough to give to people. And I won't run out of love to give, right?
I love that.
And just looking around and noticing there's abundance everywhere. We are just burdened by all of these ideas that we have a lack of things.
Yes.
That there's a scarcity of things. There's a fear that, we're not going to have enough money or resources or time. And I was really feeling the pressure of that at one point. And this is where the word came from, is because I wanted to flip that around. And what I really wanted to feel was actually have an abundance of all those things.
Yeah.
And when you look out into the world, there is so much abundance.
Yeah.
Despite how we often filter things and we look at things through a lens of lack,
Right.
you can look at things through a lens of abundance. There's an abundance of breath. there's always an ability to see that we have enough and that we are okay.
Yes.
I want to see that.
Yeah. I think that on that same note, a lot of patients, when I provide them with this strategy, will come up with the word gratitude. And they want to feel grateful and they want to feel gratitude. And we all know that, there's a lot of talk out there about the gratitude mindset. And when somebody's sitting in the clinic with me and they're telling me all the hard things, because that's what they're supposed to do. And I encourage them to do that. Like, life is not easy. Let's talk about the hard stuff. But then as we treat them and heal, often if one of their words is gratitude, I'll say, why don't you start your session on the table, just going through all the things that you're grateful to change the vibration of your body and really get in the state of gratefulness. And gratitude can really build on itself, and it just changes everything. And all of a sudden, all these things that are so wrong and hard become easier for them.
And isn't gratitude just an awareness of abundance?
Exactly.
In our lives.
Yes. So similar. So I think that people really, really thrive when they use this strategy and find so much joy out of being in a place where they can define how they want to feel.
Yes. And, talking about how to use these words in your life, not only are you going to be use them as sort of a compass to help direct you, you can use them in a way that it allows you to kind of get out of that state where you feel like you're kind of in the mud and you're getting burdened or overwhelmed by all this stuff that's coming onto you, and get up into a place where you can look at it from up higher and think like, okay, I see that this is going on. I have an awareness of this, but this is where I'm existing.
Yeah. A little perspective.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we get to share these words with each other, because I need to know what yours are all the time.
Absolutely.